On February 16th of 1923, real-life Indiana Jones, adventurer and archaeologist Howard Carter and his team entered the tomb of King Tutankhamun. This momentous event came after more than 5 years of searching. Their big break came in November of 1922 when Carter and his team found steps hidden in the debris near the entrance of another tomb. Those steps led to an ancient sealed doorway that bore the name of Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun was the son of Akhenaten, who ascended to the throne and became a pharaoh at the age of 9 or 10 in 1333 BC. When he became king, he married his half-sister, Ankhesenaten. Together they had 2 children. When Carter and his team finally entered the tomb's interior, which consisted of 4 chambers, they were delighted to find that it was virtually intact. The treasure had remained undisturbed for over 3,000 years. The treasure turned out to be one of the greatest treasures the world had ever seen. Its discovery altered history, and it must have been an incredible sight to behold. One magnificent piece after another was documented and examined. The find was nothing less than spectacular. Once the final chamber had been explored, the one that housed King Tut's mummy, it was discovered that he had been entombed with the remains of his 2 children conceived with Akhenaten. After a comprehensive study, the mummified remains of the children were determined to be fetuses that had been stillborn. Computed tomography studies released in 2011 revealed that one of the daughters had died in the 5th or 6th month of pregnancy, and the other in the 9th month of pregnancy. No evidence was found in either mummy of congenital anomalies, and there was no apparent cause of death. In 2008, Dr. Scott Woodward, a microbiologist from Brigham Young University, and Yahia Gad, a geneticist at Egypt's National Research Center, were granted permission to take a DNA sample from each of the 2 mummified fetuses from King Tut's tomb. Upon the unwrapping of the mummies, 2 very strange fetuses were revealed. Both displayed abnormal traits, such as atypically long fingers, a rounded cranium, and deeply sunken, gigantic eye sockets. Their bodies seemed too developed to be considered fetuses, and they looked more like small gray alien children than humans. It is thought by some the abnormalities could have been due to inbreeding. One consequence of inbreeding can be children with genetic defects that do not allow them to be brought to term. Another interesting fact is that they were discovered next to a carved bust of a princess with the pronounced features of an elongated skull, similar to depictions of the gray aliens in modern UFO folklore. In a more recent development, a new genetic study suggests that a lineage of Egyptian pharaohs were subjected to willful genetic manipulation by a technologically advanced civilization, and that they may have had a strong connection with beings that originated elsewhere in the universe. Stuart Fleischmann, assistant professor of comparative genomics at the Swiss University in Cairo, and his team have published the results of a 7-year study that mapped the genomes of 9 ancient Egyptian pharaohs. Fleischmann and his team subjected the samples of ancient DNA to a process called polymerase chain reaction. 8 out of 9 samples returned interesting but typical results. The 9th sample belonged to Akhenaten, the enigmatic 14th century pharaoh and father of Tutankhamun. That DNA showed marked differences. One of the genes contributing to the differences was a gene called CXPAC5, which is responsible for cortex growth. We can easily see the drastic differences in this image. The right section shows the prevalence of the CXPAC5 gene in a normal human. On the left, we have Akhenaten's DNA sample. The increased activity in Akhenaten's genome would suggest he had a higher cranial capacity because of the need to house a larger cortex. But what kind of mutation would have caused a human brain to grow? Despite many years of breakthroughs in genetics, we have yet to discover anything like that. Another interesting piece of evidence was that electron microscope analysis revealed the signs of nucleotidic cicatrix, which is a telltale sign of the DNA helix healing after being exposed to strong mutagens. This is an exciting finding to say the least, Fleischmann told press. My team and I have submitted the papers for peer review, and we've done and redone the tests enough times that we're confident they're accurate. I don't know the full implications of our findings, but I certainly believe they should at least point the scientific community in a direction that would have been immediately dismissed just a few decades ago. These strange alien-esque fetuses are now locked away deep in the secret vaults of the Cairo Museum. As technology advances, I'm certain we'll find out more about the origins of ancient Egyptian DNA. As always, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe.